Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here,
And AdvBlueDude.
and I'm very excited about this. This is the first video that we are doing for the WDWMagic Imagineering forums. This is a recap of the Elite 8 competition for 2014. Yeah, how you doing tonight, AdvBlueDude?
Good, how are you?
I am ready to embark on a new chapter in the So You Want to Be an Imagineer YouTube channel. I am ready to bridge the gap. I am ready to form some new bonds. I am ready to get this started. I am ready to bring to the good folks at WDWMagic a new element to their great Imagineering competitions. I am ready to bring recaps to them. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. From this point forward, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of me, because I plan on recapping each and every project from each and every competition on WDWMagic. I've got a lot of work to do. AdvBlueDude, you've got college in like a couple weeks?
Yeah. 3?
But,
yeah.
3?
Something like that.
Back like, yeah,
right before Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Alright, well.
Yeah.
So, before we get started, we're going to go through each project. Like, this first video is kind of just going to be, like, a huge chunk of projects that we're just going to get out of the way. I apologize if we skim over anything, if we're too quick with anything, or anything like that. There's just a lot of stuff to cover right off the bat. It's probably not even the best idea to start with this many people. You know what I mean? To start with this many projects on the very first video we're doing. But with that in mind, do you want to give everyone a quick rundown of who we are and what we're doing and why we're capable of looking into all these projects? What our credibility is as armchair Imagineers?
Okay, we are refugees from the former website of SYWTBAI, SYWTBAI.com, formerly for all your Imagineering needs.
Formerly.
Formerly. we are now...
But hey, that's what you guys are for now.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're now with you guys at WDWMagic, which is great. Like, it's great that we finally have the two main communities coming together to do things.
It's basically a giant alliance of awesomeness, and I love it.
Yes. So, our credibility, which we apparently have, we've been running this,
Come on, man, all 156 subscribers, come on.
Oh, 56, you. Excuse me, I thought we had 57. We've had this channel for about a year and a half now. It started as doing recaps for So You Want to Be an Imagineer, which both Tiki and I were hosting at the time. And
it was so charming in those first recap videos because we were so naive in doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember during the first, like, maybe 5 or 6 recap videos, we'd literally announce every time another viewer came in.
Yeah.
We'd be like, oh, hi, viewer!
Yeah, we did that for like 6 months.
I know, that was awful.
Yeah, but yeah, but we did that, and then the channel kind of grew into various other things. We used to have edited content. We don't do that
like
anymore.
The first month or so.
Yeah.
Until I realized, like, wait, edited content is harder than just talking in front of a camera.
We'd like to, and I would still like to. But I don't have the time, nor the resources.
I just don't have the editing software. Yeah, that's what I don't have. Like, I have standards, and I don't want to be making videos on Windows Movie Maker. You know what I mean? It's like I have a professionalism about me, and I can do professional podcasts. At least I hope these are somewhat professional. We don't have professional sound quality, but god damn it, we have a $50 microphone.
Yeah.
That's, like, what, like semi-professional?
Oh, it's semi-professional, yeah. That's sponsored by Blue and that red light.
Indeed. And
so,
we're also sponsored by Gold Peak Sweet Tea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because every episode I drink a giant jug of sweet tea and just clog my arteries.
And tonight, sadly, we are not sponsored by Glass Bottle Soda because I did not bring any downstairs with me. But that's beside the point. What we usually do is, so it started as that, then it kind of grew into various videos with other various
Blue Dragon
people.
5 came on, and it got a lot more into, like, recapping TV shows and stuff like that.
Yes.
But we do a whole lot of podcasts, but basically, like, beyond the site, beyond the channel and everything, So You Want to Be an Imagineer has been going on for, it went on for about how many years?
Almost 10.
Almost 10? Jesus, really?
Did it start in, like, 2006?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so, like, about 8 years. And we did, overall, we did 12 seasons. 12 seasons overall.
Yes. 12 seasons.
I ran all of them except season 8 and season 12, and then I played in those 2 seasons. I won season 12. And so, essentially, So You Want to Be an Imagineer, I kind of feel like we're going overly long on this explanation.
Yeah, I know.
Basically, we know our way around the block when it comes to armchair Imagineering competitions. We're just not that familiar with your guys' way of doing things, except you are, obviously. I'm the newcomer coming into this. You're kind of the guy that's sort of like the ambassador between WDWMagic and So You Want to Be an Imagineer.
Supposedly, yes. By the way, for those of you who don't know me, I am also Joker's Wild.
Yes, but you're AdvBlueDude, because I'm not going to change your identity.
Well, yeah, I totally understand that. I'm just saying, for all intents and purposes, for those who are watching and say, who the fuck is AdvBlueDude? Who the fuck is this? Oh, no, I swore. Uh-oh.
2 times. 2 times. We're officially R-rated now.
Those are the 2 swears of the night, and I am so sorry.
We started off like not swearing at all, and then we got very loosey-goosey about it.
Let's not.
But we're gonna try and reel it back in.
Yeah, to get back on track, like that's who I am on WDWMagic. So yeah, like we've been doing this for a while, and figured since we're on WDWMagic now, it's only natural to continue it on WDWMagic and see where it takes us. So hopefully you'll all enjoy and excuse this overly long intro, and allow us to finally get into what we're supposed to be talking about.
Alright, so with that in mind, you, as kind of like the person that's more familiar with this community, can you explain the Elite 8 competition in general?
Yes, so the Elite 8 competition, first of all, I need to talk about the ICS, which is...
okay, yeah.
It's the ICS. It is the ICS. So WDWMagic has the Imagineering community set up by JDM Disney have a system of contests where there are contests sponsored by Taffy, which is the Alliance of Future Imagineers, where they it's so you compete and you get points, and as you get points, they accumulate over the season, which lasts the entire year. And the 8 with the highest points join the Elite 8, and they compete to be the overall winner of the year. So that's essentially what the Elite 8
I gotta say, I really like this format, man.
Oh no, so do I. Yeah.
It's totally like, okay, it kind of came out today that there's other people besides me on this forum that like Rob Has a Podcast and like Survivor and everything, and I'm like so overly thrilled about that. You guys have no idea. But, you know, it's kind of like what Survivor does with their all-star seasons, you know what I mean? Like, they have a collective number of seasons, and then alright, we're going to bring back the best of the best. But what I like about this format, even more than something like that, is we're not just going based on, like, okay, these are the most entertaining personalities. We are going based strictly on skill level. Like, this is a test of skill, and I really like that. I really applaud everything you guys have been doing. It's a great setup. I'm really looking forward to exploring the multiple competitions that you guys are going to have this year. So You Want to Be an Imagineer, the actual game, is going to enter its 13th season and will be hosted on WDWMagic.com. But that's a year away. Yeah. So in the meantime, we've got a year to establish ourselves on the community and do a bunch of videos and stuff like that. So it should be a fun time.
Yeah.
With that in mind, AdvBlueDude, do you want to get right into the projects, or is there any sort of other background info that I should be privy to?
Not that I can think of.
Not that you can think of. All right. Well, I guess before we get started, just a little tiny disclaimer for those watching: there will be criticisms, there will be critiques. Just please don't take it as any sort of personal attack. We love you all, and, you know, you are all awesome. You are all, I mean, just to make it into this competition, just to make it into the Elite 8 in itself, should be a good achievement. You know what I mean? So there's definitely going to be things that I think can be tweaked about almost all of these projects, but that's kind of the point of this. You know, this is very much constructive criticism. I don't want anyone's feelings getting hurt. I am totally on board with all of you all. You know, no hard feelings at all if I don't like any particular element about a project or anything like that. So just want to make that 100% clear moving forward. So with that moving forward, Adventure Blue, do you want to set up what the assignment was for the first out of 3 projects?
Sure. The first project was, did it have a name? It did not have a name. But
Improving
the first
the
project,
transportation and ticket center.
yeah, but I wasn't sure if it had like a name. The first project was to redesign the Ticket and Transportation Center at Walt Disney World, like update it and really take it out of the '90s with its in all its pastel glory.
I kind of like the pastel. It's nostalgic for me. What can I say?
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So, how big is this transportation center, like geographically speaking?
Not horribly big. The Ticket and Transportation Center, it was originally kind of designed to be like the entrance to Walt Disney World when there was only one park. So,
right,
when
yeah.
you drive into the gates to Magic Kingdom, you drive to the TTC and you park there, and then you buy your ticket for the Magic Kingdom, and then you take a ferry or you can take the monorail, and that's how you get to Magic Kingdom.
Oh wow! Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could walk up to it.
Yes.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that ferries were an option. I just didn't know that was the only option. Wow.
Yeah, that was the point. Yeah. So I mean, you can walk if you want to, but you have to walk like the entire way around the Seven Seas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, there's the monorail, so why would you not want to take the monorail? Exactly. Or the ferry. The ferry's nice too, but the monorail's a monorail. So, like, they kind of designed it. It was originally designed to, I think Tony Baxter described it as, like, being, like, the opening credits to Disney World. So, like, you get out of the car, and, like, you're all excited, and then you're on the ferry / monorail as you're getting more excited. And then you're at the front gates. And you're completely cut off from the rest of the world because you're across a lagoon. So they tried to separate it as much as they could from everything else.
Yeah.
And it worked, yeah. But now it's a bus depot. It's where you can buy tickets. It's where you can ride. It's the main monorail hub, and it's a ferry hub station.
Okay, so all right. I guess one important thing to note. I am the Disneyland expert. You are the WDW expert. I have never been to WDW, so I'm kind of an outsider around these parts. So you guys are just gonna have to bear with me because I know next to nothing about it besides what I've actually like read about it and whatnot and seen about it. Okay, so with that in mind, these first 8 projects we're kind of have to get the bullet points on. We'll get more descriptive as we go along, and there's less people to go over, but let's go over, we're going to just do based on the order of which it's been turned in, so let's go over Monorail Red's project.
Oh, we should probably talk about the matchups first, just very quickly.
Oh, the matchups? Okay,
yeah.
Well, I know next to nothing about these people, so...
Okay, well, I mean, not really, like, saying, like, oh, this one's going to win. No, the way they
well, I mean, spoilers, obviously.
Well, yeah, but the Elite Eight with a bracket system, even though everyone who's watching this was either in the Elite Eight or knew of the Elite Eight, so I don't know why I'm explaining this. But the matchups were JDM Disney versus T Cool.
Potential subscribers who watch my channel could watch this video and then like be interested in WDWMagic. There's cross marketing going on here.
Yes. The second matchup was R. Michael versus Matt 7187. Third matchup was England DG versus ID Institute, and the last matchup was Voxel versus Monorail Red.
All right.
So those are the matchups. First, we'll talk about Monorail Red because she posted first.
First of all, I love this concept art right at the beginning. Her project's name is Disney's Fine Arts Pavilion and Villas.
Yes.
Is this like kind of like I assume you know more about these individual players. So does she usually do this kind of
Yes.
Mary Blair-esque concept art.
Yes.
I
Yes.
I freaking love it. Mary Blair is one of my favorite artists, so major points right there. Great job.
Yeah,
So,
concept art and art is kind of her thing, and
mhm,
it really shows in like everything she does. Especially this, like this is one like the best things that I've seen her done.
okay.
Do.
So, fine arts, Disney's Fine Arts Pavilion and Villas. So,
Yes.
what do you think of this?
I like it. It's interesting. It's a lot different from what other people have done. Um, yeah.
Okay, so I almost feel like it's definitely got like a lot of good ideas going on here. Like,
Hmm.
there's a lot going on. Here's my one thing. I kind of worry that it's too much just for a transportation center.
I agree because it like the core of the ticket and transportation center should be the ticket and transportation,
Exactly.
and it has villas and a pool, which is cool, but at the same time not necessarily needed, especially when it's right next to the Polynesian. Which also has
Little
what?
Giants for the guest judge. Little Giants was the guest judge for this round,
Yes.
and he made a really good point that he said the goal for the ticket and transportation center should be to get guests in and out as quickly as possible.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think this very much goes against that idea. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No, definitely. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It's like I said, a lot of really good ideas. I like all the stuff about bringing fine arts and everything.
Hmm.
However, that being said, I feel like Epcot already kind of covers the fine arts stuff with the various festivals that they have every year.
Yeah, I suppose.
So, I don't know. Like I said, I question, and maybe I could get a better idea in my head if I've actually been here.
Yeah.
But I question, I question, like you're walking up. This is the first thing you see in WDW, and
Hmm.
like really like I'm sorry, but Disney Fine Arts, it's just like it's kind of a disconnect there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like
like,
it's fine to have fine arts within WDW. Like I said, Epcot's a great example of that.
hmm.
But it's not instantly the first thing I think of when I think Disney.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a really nice idea, but at the same time, it is ticket and transportation, and it doesn't really need vendors or villas. Though the Magic Band shop is cool.
I
It just
I haven't really followed up on the Magic Bands in general.
they're
Again,
interesting.
I'm kind of behind on all the WDW politics and everything like that.
Magic Bands are interesting. They're not. They've been doing them well, and they've been trying to sell them as a collector's item, which
Okay.
this shop would uphold, I think, if
Sure,
I'm
right.
reading it correctly. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's too much, and it's a ticket and transportation center. A lot of things that she did sounds more akin to Downtown Disney, which isn't a bad thing at
Exactly.
all. It's not a
Right,
bad thing at
right.
all. I'm not like faulting her on that, but yeah, definitely.
But I mean, we're talking about the eventual winner of the season, so she must be doing something, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Spoiler,
so
spoilers.
next let's move on to oh, come on, anyone who watches this isn't gonna. Well, like I already said, we might have some random subscribers stumbling onto this video, so you never
Yes,
know.
yes,
So, next project, T Cool.
yes, yes.
Let's see. Not a lot to this project. Well, I actually no. There's a little more than I initially thought. I only did like a quick read through of all these projects before we went on air, so I very much apologize if I'm missing details here and there. But
Dropping the ball.
I know, making a terrible first impression. I should just go in the back corner.
Welcome to our channel. We don't prepare.
I prepared. I sat and
No,
like
no,
sat,
no, no.
I sat for a good 2 hours and studied these projects.
Oh
And I
no.
wanted it to be right before I went on air, so it would be fresh in my head.
Hmm.
It's just a lot to take in all at
Oh no,
once.
no, exactly. Yeah. No.
Okay, so anyways, do you want to kind of briefly go over the ideas that T Cool is presenting here?
Yes. There's two new. I'm just gonna read what he had here. New
That's
ticket booth.
cheating.
New ticket booths, a station for car drop-offs and pickups, new water feature, 2 new stores, and 1 quick service restaurant. Um, again, I think it's a little too much. Actually, I like that he added the monorail station for MGM and Animal Kingdom
Even
because
though Little Giants definitely had a problem with that. He thought that was a little too excessive.
I mean it's a little unnecessary, but at the same time, they've been talking about an expansion for years.
Okay.
So I mean, if you're gonna go balls out, like it's good to see that at least mentioned to say. But yeah, I do understand that it's a little bit excessive.
Mm-hmm.
As much as
Especially
I like
considering
seeing it.
you're only like serving like what, like 3 or 4 hotels overall.
Oh no, I mean excessive in the sense of the project.
Oh
Because I
yeah,
mean,
right,
like
sure, sure.
a monorail for MGM and Animal Kingdom is absolutely great. Because I mean, like for Epcot, the Epcot monorail just goes to Epcot and doesn't even go anywhere. So
Right, right.
it gives people more options to travel, and
Mhm.
it'll make transportation a lot easier. But yeah, I think I think a lot of things were a little bit excessive. Like I'm not entirely sure the restaurant was necessary.
I like the name. I like Fuel Up Cafe. It kind of reminds me of like something you'd see along like Route 66 or something
Oh
like
no,
that.
it's a
So I
great
feel like it's
name.
very appropriate to like we're starting off this, this travel with
Oh yeah,
a very pit stop name to kind of transition you into the Disney experience.
yeah. No, I mean like it's a great name. It's just like
Mhm.
at the same like, would you rather pay Disney money outside the park or wait 10 minutes and pay Disney money inside the
Right,
park?
right.
But I mean like I could be
Excuse me,
totally wrong.
Mr.
It could be.
Chappelle.
Yeah.
We are wondering if you'd be interested in some Disney dollars. Quoted a 10-year-old stand-up special. Yay me.
Yeah,
All right, anyways.
yeah, but yeah, it's not. It's a nice idea, definitely. In general.
Hmm. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say about it.
Neither do
So,
I, honestly.
all right.
I like what he
I guess
did,
we'll move on.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Guess we'll move on to
R. Michael,
our Michael. Our Michael. Okay, so this
21
guy. This is actually one of my favorite projects.
is.
Say, and I'm sure it might be a little bit controversial, a little bit subversive. I can see that because I think the issue here he's theming everything to the Magic Kingdom, and the issue is this is the gateway to all of WDW, not just the Magic Kingdom. So, having said that, I mean, when you think of Disney parks, when you think of the overall Disney park experience, you
Mm,
think of general vast concepts like Adventureland, Frontierland, Fantasyland. So I kind of feel like it's an appropriate place to start with. And I definitely feel like he laid out the transitions very well in terms of what lands are going to be representing what things. I feel like it's all very realistic as far as I can tell. What do you think? What's your opinion as someone who's actually been to WDW?
I really like it. The Ticket and Transportation Center is a little bit plain, so it's good to see some theming added. But at the same time, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it being themed to Magic Kingdom.
It's like, hey, here's a sneak preview of the spark that
Yeah,
you're about to go to.
you're going to Magic Kingdom. Here's a smaller version.
It's
But
kind of like the idea of California Adventure, like, hey, you're on a trip in California? Well, my gosh, here's a bunch of crappy recreations of California.
I mean,
We've got a little scale replica of the Golden Gate Bridge. How about that?
I really like it, but I mean, I feel like I keep saying this to everyone, but it's a little bit excessive for a Ticket and Transportation Center.
I think that's kind of like a cool thing about the assignment, though, is that like you want to be creative with it, but you don't want to be excessive. So I
Oh
feel
no,
like,
exactly. Like
yeah,
I think that's the
yeah,
point of the project is that
exactly, right.
you could do so much with this, but does it really need this much? It is a
Exactly,
really cool
exactly.
idea though. Like it looks like if it was to be built, it would be really, really nice. It
Yeah, like I
just
could visualize everything, and I'm like a real sucker for transitions, and I think everything transitions really nicely.
mm,
Uh, let's see. I really like the idea of the Fantasyland along the Seven Seas Lagoon.
mm.
And just everything overall, I think, came together really well. I really like the idea of having that garden that kind of separates everything out.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, overall,
That
really
actually
good.
sounds like the coolest idea, actually, because going by the map, it seems to be a transition between the Polynesian and ticket and transportation.
Yeah, right,
So it's
exactly.
kind of a cool transition.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I think overall all the transitions that he's doing are really effective.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So next we have Voxel. How is it? Voxel, Voxel, Voxel. I'm assuming it's
Voxel, I think. I've always pronounced it Voxel.
All right. So let's see. What does he got? What's his pitch?
Um, he focuses a lot on the trams. There's a new tram, there's a new parking structure, a new ticketing structure, new
Hmm.
monorail station, and rethemed docks.
All
Um,
right.
he
A
added a
lot of
lot of
a very naturalistic approach going on here.
yes, yeah, he added a lot of greenery. I was just gonna say that.
Hmm. Which
Yeah.
I kind of like. I kind of like the idea of like you're arriving in WDW and you're gonna see a whole lot of fantastical stuff. Like that's the point of the trip. But in the meantime, here's some nature. It's
Mhm.
very pretty looking nature. It's very fantastical Disney looking nature, but it's still very natural.
Hmm.
You know, like I like that idea. Again, I'm very much approaching this project as like what has the better transitions. You know,
Hmm.
this is like the transition project.
Yeah.
I really like the descriptions of the parking lot truck structure. I question like the money investment of it though.
So
You
do
know what I
I.
mean?
Yeah.
Like it'd be awesome if it was actually built. Like it'd be a killer way to get people in the mood right away. I am not saying that. I like the idea.
Hmm.
The idea is basically to build the parking lot structure as a giant like mine train through nature's wonderland type cave.
Yeah, which
But
is a really cool idea, but it's not really feasible.
no, it's not. It's not
Yeah.
practical. It's really not. But again, I like the idea. I like the way he describes it. So props to that. Props for creativity.
Oh yeah.
Any other major things here?
Oh, not really. No, I really like what he does. There's a lot of interesting ideas in here. I'm just not sure a lot of them are really feasible.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, like they're great ideas though. It's really interesting. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I guess like I guess at this point, I think one kind of quick note that we can maybe make is our general grading scale for how we do. So you want to be an Imagineer is we look at teamwork as one component, but obviously since you guys are doing this as individual projects, we can't really grade that. So the four other components we kind of grade off of are detail, presentation, realism, and creativity. So just kind
Yes.
of like that's kind of like in terms of me judging armchair Imagineering projects and stuff like that. That's kind of like the main criteria I look towards. So yeah, this a lot of good creativity. Just the realism is kind of off. So all right. Anyways, let's get to Matt 7-8 or 7-1-8-7. Matt seven one eight
Yes.
seven. All right. Very Tomorrowland esque, which
Yeah. Very futuristic. Very sleek.
like on one hand I kind of understand because Epcot is that way, and also Tomorrowland. So it's like you do have like a good chunk of WDW parks do kind of take up that exterior, but on the other hand, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a little too exclusive. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like it's almost a similar problem to the Magic Kingdom project, in that you're only promoting one park. But this, it's like you're literally like only really promoting one land, and I
Hmm.
think that's a little bit problematic.
I mean, I really like the ideas and understand why he's going this direction because the Ticket and Transportation Center really does need updating. But I
Sure.
think he went a little too far with the updating. Um,
Um, let's see. Is this the one that's all? I remember there's one project where it's all enclosed.
is it on? No, I don't believe that is this one.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think so, at
Never
least.
mind on that point.
Oh no, it is. It is. I'm
Oh, it
sorry.
is? Really?
Sorry.
Okay, I have kind of a little bit of an issue with that. I just like might be a little bit too claustrophobic.
Not necessarily. I mean, I think it's smart because Florida rains every half hour.
That's a
So,
good point.
like,
I'm not familiar with East Coast weather.
yeah, it's not like California at all. Um,
California, it's just like, we wait like 3 years and then the rain's just
yeah,
like, evil.
yeah. You wait 3 years and they get a sun shower. Like in
Exactly.
Florida, like it rains always and forever. But so like I think it's smart to enclose it in that respect because it would
Okay.
inconvenience people a lot less.
Exactly.
But
Yeah, I don't know. The issue I have with it is that you kind of like, in terms of the architecture, you'd have to go out of your way to have really good views of the Seven Seas Lagoon,
hmm,
which I assume you would. I'm just saying that's kind of like a little bit of a detail that they kind of forgot to mention. Like,
yeah, I mean,
what exactly the views would be. I don't know. It's just like, I, uh, I, I don't know what my issue is with that, but for some reason, just the idea of like taking something that was all outdoors, that was all overlooking a lagoon, and then enclosing it. I don't know. It's just a weird little quirk with me, I
yeah,
guess.
I can understand that. I think part of my problem with this is the picture that is with
I
it.
guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I think I would be picturing it a lot differently if that picture was different.
I don't like the fact that everyone is wearing like Colt white. Like
Well,
to
I mean,
me, that
it's
kind of
just a
like adds
render.
to my that kind of
That's just
adds to
because
the
it's a
fact of
render,
like
but yeah.
claustrophobic. You know, like I don't want to be in this area with all these scary white cult people.
Yeah. I mean, that's just because it's a render, but
No, I understand. I'm
yeah.
just.
I think I think if he chose a different picture, I would have had a better time with this project.
A better time. All right, fair enough.
Like
Fair enough.
I like it. It's just
And again, that kind
my
of
main
speaks to
problems are with the
presentation.
design
You know what I
choice.
mean? That's kind of like we're, we hit all kinds of various elements of the ah, what am I trying to say of the creative I don't know. I'm sidetracking my sentence. Save me. Save me.
Save you?
Yes.
Um, yeah, like
I literally just had a brain fart. I was like, my brain literally just stopped in the middle of a sentence. That was awful.
like my main problems with this project is just in design. And
Mhm.
I think and a lot and like the main reason of that is because of the picture. Like it puts this image in my head that I'm not sure fits.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm glad I'm glad you brought that up because that definitely kind of like I said initially, the whole cross claustrophobic vibe, like it just doesn't look like a very pleasant environment to me, and I don't want to be enclosed in it. Do you know
Mm.
what I mean?
I do like him updating the fairies though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good idea for sure.
because the same fairies that have been there since 1971. Though
Oh dear.
they look really nice. They're really like they look like really cool. So
That's kind of quaint and nostalgic in a way. I kind of like that.
yeah, so like if you could update it but keep like the same
Keep
basic
the
look.
actual original fairies.
What?
Oh no, I'm sorry. You're thinking some. I was gonna say keep the fairies. Keep the actual physical fairies themselves, but just make a modern updates to them.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
or
yeah.
if, or if you want to decommission the fairies that are there now, make fairies that are a lot more efficient, a lot better working, but they look similarly to the old fairies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, moving on, we have England DG. England
Yes.
DG. My
Yes.
dyslexia is gonna make me want to call this guy England Dog. Okay. So the World Gateway. What
Yes.
do we got here?
Uh, this one renames Ticket and Transportation Center the World Gateway. Um, he changes a lot, and I really like what he changed.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. First of all, what is it? I forgot what he called them. The World Navigators. I really like the World Navigators. They're a lot like actually they are pretty much what the World Keys used to be in Epcot. So like
Okay.
it's cool to kind of bring that back And it's a really smart idea because it's a lot more convenient. You don't have to wait in a line to talk to like some clerk. And
Sure, yeah.
yeah, I think it's a really cool and very smart idea for the Ticket and
Mhm,
Transportation Center. He's also
mhm.
England DG in this project is also really the only one, unless we come to one that I'm forgetting about after this, that really treats this like a Ticket and Transportation Center. Like he understands what it's supposed to be,
Yeah, he
and
understands the limitations of the realism of this
yes,
project. Yeah,
and
yeah.
updates it to where it could be without going too insane and
Right, right.
really adding things that are
I'm sure
needed.
Disney would love to make a giant cave parking lot structure. It's just not in the cards financially.
Yes, but I really like the idea of the World Navigators. Like I said, like it works perfectly. It's especially with the Magic Band system that they have now. I think it would work even better with that. Um,
Yeah, right.
Adding to the two stories is cool as well. Guest services. What else is here? There's a cafe. Again, I'm not
I
sure how I
like
feel.
I like the name though. Again, I'm not sure if I agree with the cafe being there, but I do like
Yeah.
the name.
Oh
Fits
yeah.
with the role.
Yeah. No, I mean it's a really cool name. Um, I don't know if they had this before, but somebody else had this. I kind of like how there's a shuttle specifically for the Richard Petty driving experience, and I'm honestly not sure if that was there before. Like
Yeah.
if it's there now, rather. But yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's like I also like how it's in the shape of Mickey. Um,
Yeah. Great little
yeah,
touch that I'm sure they could probably do.
yeah. I think this has really good ideas. It's definitely the most realistic. Like
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's definitely the most like okay, like I am going to do like I'm going to do an actual what this project is asking me of and not go like above and beyond it.
Yeah, I think this project really accomplished the needs of the project the best.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we come to ID Institute, who
Yes.
is I believe this is the guy who's the Rob Has a Podcast fan.
Yes, it is.
So yay! But anyways, what do you think of this project? What do you think of the Magic Gates?
It's interesting. Um, I need to read it again. It seems as though he made stations specific to each park that are themed to each park,
Hmm.
which is an interesting idea. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it, but it works as a ticket and transportation center.
What do you think
Definitely.
of the decision to move the Sorcerer's Hat here?
Oh, did he have that?
Yeah, he had yeah.
That's really big. The
I
sorcerer's hat is very, very large.
like it in theory.
So do I, but again, the sorcerer's hat is very, very large.
Right. Oh, it's okay. They'll probably just put it on top of Spaceship Earth.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there's room for that.
Uh,
Because the Ticket and Transportation Center isn't horribly large.
yeah. In this concept drawing that he's that I'm looking at here,
It's
looks
right
like
next
it's
to the
like right in the
monorail station.
center. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, the ideas are interesting though. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about theming each station to each park, but I'm leaning towards I like it.
I mean, it's a good idea in terms of
Yeah.
like it's like a sneak preview of everything to
Oh
come.
no, it is like that. Like it. Yeah. Like honestly, it feels like a video game hub, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way, where
Right.
it's interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of video games, I didn't really follow the Minecraft screenshot that he posted.
Wait, what Minecraft screenshot?
Or is it Minecraft? It's some sort of video game screenshot, and I have no idea why it's there.
That ID Institute posted?
Yeah,
I have no idea what
right
it
at
is
the
either.
bottom.
I don't know what it is.
You see it, right? You know what I'm
Yes,
talking about.
yes, yeah. I was wondering that as well. I don't know what it is, but it's there, and I'm okay with it, I suppose. Um, yeah. Again, there's a lot. Wow.
What?
Each. Okay, this is kind. I'm not sure how I feel about each section having a restaurant.
Yeah, that's like, what you've told me. I don't think there's any way that would actually fit.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Especially the Rainforest Cafe. There's really not room for.
rainforest cafes are freaking
Yes, they
huge.
are. There's really not room for any of this.
Oh.
I mean, it's a good idea. I just. There's not really room.
Ah, this is what I'm going to really. It's one of the many things I'm going to really struggle with when I have a feeling I'm going to be eliminated early in at least a few of these competitions before I get the groove of what you guys are wanting. Just like I know next to nothing about the actual geography of WDW, so yeah,
Well, I mean, there's
it's gonna
Google
be a
Maps.
challenge.
And you just gotta research.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's a really good idea. It's interesting. It, I just am not sure this fits. I don't think there's room.
Yeah, that's a big issue there for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, it's a really interesting idea. I just don't think there's room for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. I think this is the last one, right?
Is it?
Check. Yeah, it's the last one. Yeah.
Is it? Cool.
Okay, so we have JDM Disney 99.
Yes.
What's he got going on here?
He has a new ticket and transportation system center.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know,
christened christened
but
a
what are the specifics?
TTC North. Oh, that's cool. It's a southern one by MGM or Hollywood Studios.
What's TTC sound for?
Ticket and transportation or
Okay.
transportation ticket,
Duh.
however you
Okay.
want to say it. Um, yeah, I mean, there's interesting ideas. Whoa, there's some really weird ideas like magic lanyards and magic rings, which I'm not. That's not really necessary.
Yeah, right. It's kind of like, hey, like I'm gonna do the
Yeah,
parameters of this project, and then I'm gonna add this little thing too.
but it's an interesting idea, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I think in general, like I'm really impressed with the professional looking maps that everyone's been doing for the most
oh
part.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, it's kind of one of the things I've kind of been neglecting to mention.
Yeah,
Let's
this is
see.
probably the best looking map
Yeah,
out of
I
all
mean,
the
and I don't want to
projects.
get too hung up on visual details, especially because I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to produce anything close to this good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it looks very nice, very
Hmm.
nice.
Yeah.
But I think I'm kind of leaning. I'm kind of feel a similar way to this project that I do with England DG. In that, well, I don't know. I mean, you said the magic rings and everything, but overall, it's kind of just like, we're gonna upgrade this and upgrade this and upgrade this, and overall, there's not really a ton of fanciness about this, which I kind of like.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. Like it's a really good project. There's some things I'm not sure how I feel about. Like especially the magic lanyards and the magic rings. And the personal rapid transit, which I'm not sure what that is, because it's not really explained. And I'm not sure. Oh, actually, that's a lie. PRT in particular allows guests to board their own personal vehicle on command and simply type their destination. Um,
No.
yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, it's cool.
It'd be a good idea. It's just I feel like technology-wise, we're still a good decade away from being able to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I really like really like the addition of the Sunrail because there were talks of that being added like forever ago, or not forever ago,
What's
but a
that?
few years.
Can you explain that a little bit?
It's it's a train that goes from Orlando International Airport to
Oh, okay, okay,
straight to Disney
nice.
World,
Hmm.
which there have been discussions of. So it would yeah. That's a really good idea. I mean,
Okay, cool.
this is probably the second most solid, honestly.
All right, fair enough, fair enough.
Even though there are some ideas that are a little out there, and yeah. Not that they're bad, not at all. Like, nothing in any of these projects were bad. There's just certain things. And everyone has an obsession with adding a cafe. Which I'm not sure is needed. But, still, like, the ideas are really good. They're really interesting. Yeah.
All right, and that concludes the first round of projects.
Yes.
I want to talk just briefly about the results.
Sure, let me scroll down so I can see what happened. There she is. So, in the first round, T-Cool lost to JDM Disney, Voxel lost to Monorail Red, ID Institute lost to England DG, and Matt lost to R. Michael.
Any surprises here?
Not really, honestly.
Not really, no.
I mean, Monorail Red and Voxel were a little close. I mean,
that was the one thing. Yeah, I mean, I definitely they were two of the stronger projects. Personally, I would maybe lean a little bit more towards Voxel's direction, just because I feel like it fits more in the style of Disney than Fine Arts would.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, I thought they were both really solid.
Oh yeah, no, I mean they're both really, really great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Okay, so with that in mind, let's move on to my favorite of these three projects. I think this round turned out really, really solid. Is round 2, which is no title again, which kind of throws me off because we always have some sort of fancy title. But it is to design an all-new nighttime show for Disney Hollywood Studios that will complement and reflect on the changes that are soon to be upon the park.
Yes.
All right, and also a component is all these must be video-based.
Yeah.
Which I have never done one frame of animation before in my life, so again, I'm kind of terrified.
Yeah. I really like how on this forum in general they do a lot of video projects. I mean, I don't have the ability to animate to do these projects, but it's a really interesting concept that I think me and Thrill tried toying with a while ago, trying to put it into some. No, Stratton Imagineer 2017 tried doing that actually.
Did they?
Yeah, during the Imaginarium forever ago.
Oh really? Oh wow.
Yeah, but it never took off on forum. But it's interesting to see that it took off here, and it's cool to see.
Something that generally happens once every season in a game?
It happened twice in Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh god, I'm terrified.
It happened at least once.
Oh, this could be a real game killer for me. Oh Jesus. Okay. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about these 4 projects. So, first of all, we have England DG, who has The Lovers, The Dreamers, and You.
Yes.
What do you think of this one?
I really liked it. I kind of wish it focused more on its namesake.
I do too. Yeah, for sure.
Because it was a really, really, really great opening when it just started off with Rainbow Connection. I know. Then there's the first line of Rainbow Connection, and then it's just
Star Wars.
Yeah, and then Star Wars.
That really got under my skin, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I really liked it.
Because you can't have a nighttime show without freaking Star Wars.
I mean, it makes sense for Disney, but I really liked it. I really liked the project. This is probably the most polished of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But
I really like the idea of how he incorporates spotlights. That's probably my favorite concept because it's just something that Disney hasn't really played with, and it's something that I feel like they could really master, because spotlights in general are kind of an iconic part of the Hollywood experience.
Oh,
you know what I mean? The big spotlights outside of the Hollywood premiere, and to really play with that, to really have new technology around it, and to have hundreds of spotlights all shining up in the air all at once, I could just visualize it. I really like it. I really got into that idea. So that was overall definitely one of the strongest things about this
Yeah.
project.
I really kind of wish the pacing's a little off.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah, I kind of wish that.
that Star Wars bit. It's
Yeah,
again, I understand why Star Wars is there. It's just, first of all, I really fear that Star Wars is just gonna get like 10 times more oversaturated in pop culture than it already is.
yeah.
And that's kind of a terrifying prospect, but that's a whole different discussion.
No, I kind of
But,
wish I
yeah.
kind of wish the pacing was changed a little bit. Like, if this makes sense at all, I kind of wish it was a little more moving. Um, like get the big stuff out of the way at the start, and then
They
have
really do,
have
yeah.
the end like 3 minutes be Rainbow Connection,
Hmm.
and it could have been like the pacing would have been like so much better, and it would have meant a lot more.
I hear you. I hear
I
you.
suppose, yeah, because I mean like the ending is really nice, and the start with Rainbow Connection is really nice, but I kind of wish the pacing was a little maybe even slower. More
Yeah,
of
like
like
I
a
was trying to
heartfelt
say,
celebration.
with the Star Wars, it's like I understand why Star Wars is there.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just
no, absolutely.
this shit just comes right the hell out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Like it's really, it really was quite jarring to me.
yeah, like you're kind of like settling into Rainbow Connection,
I know, and there's
and
like
then as soon as you get
da da da
just,
da.
oh hey Star Wars. No,
Oh my God.
this one was definitely the most polished though. Like
But again, I
absolutely.
can't stress enough how much I like the idea of like the hundreds of spotlights going up in the air at the same time. I can visually picture that. It's a
Yeah,
unique, novel concept in Disney theatrical entertainment that I don't think's been done before, as far as I know, and I really like the way it was executed here.
yeah.
So, all right, moving on, we have Disney's Cinemagic in the stars, and guess what? This is probably what my project would end up being like. It'd be a bunch of text. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just like, some of us can do animation better than others. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
kind of like, so I think instantly this project kind of the presentation gets knocked down, and I can sympathize so much with who are we talking about? We're talking about I just kind of went straight to the
Michael.
we're talking about R. Michael 21.
Yeah.
I I sympathize so much with this because it's like this is exactly the type of thing I would have to come up with if I did a video project.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's bad. Like I like the way I like the what I like the most about this project is kind of the tongue-in-cheek manner in which it's presented. Like I kind of got a kick out of like the opening, like now presenting top secret Imagineering files. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I liked all that. I thought that all that was pretty clever. Honestly, there's my big issue with this really is like he lists a whole bunch of segments. There's not really even a whole lot of rhyme or reason into why he chose these particular segments or why they're in this order. And he's just like, yeah, it's going to be a story. Mickey and Minnie are, Mickey and the gang are gonna, it's a heartwarming story about an underappreciated boy achieving his dreams.
Mm.
What? Like, what do any of these movies have to do with that? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of
Yeah.
my big problem with this.
I mean, this is really the problem that I have with video projects, is that it alienates a lot of people.
I hear you. Yeah, yeah.
Not to say, like, it's a really great idea that they do that and kind of forces to work in other mediums than writing, because we really shouldn't rely solely on writing. But at the same time, it
To tell you
does
the truth, if it was
alienate a
me,
lot of
I
people.
just I just try to do a loophole and just write out a project and then just do a comedy video, just to be like, I'm including a video, and you said you didn't care what the video contains, so here you go. Here's some comedy. Just do like Tommy Wiseau reading off my written project. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Disney Cinematic Universe is the star of brand new, exciting nighttime spectacular coming to the renamed Disney Hollywood studio in 2018. The newest show is a stage musical similar to the dated Fantasmic which just shows your face. All right, I'll stop.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? That's probably
Yeah.
what I do. I'd probably just try and find a loophole around it.
Mm. No, this is a really good project, but I do think it's probably the weakest.
Mhm.
Um, it's interesting. Yeah, it's. I think it's because everyone else did like really, really, really amazing things with this project. Not to
Exactly.
say that this wasn't
Yeah.
amazing, but like it was. Yeah, it was good.
Okay, now what do you think of this whole thing where? Oh, never mind. I couldn't do. I couldn't do what I just laid out because you're only allowed 5 sentences. So yeah, forget that.
Okay.
But anyways, what do you think of? Let's see. He mentioned something about this show is kind of drawing. Or did I? No. Yeah, he mentioned something about it's bringing back a piece of SYWTBAI.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
It's interesting. SYWTBAI was never my thing. Not saying that's a bad thing.
It kind of reminds me of like a more polished version of light magic.
I wouldn't say that. That's
That's going a little bit too far.
No, that's a bit of an insult to our Michael. No, I like that he
I'm
brought
not
that music
insulting
back.
our Michael at all. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, no,
he
I
showed
know.
something that thematically I feel is kind of similar to light magic.
I like that he brought that music back
Mhm.
because SYWTBAI is now lost because they didn't take care of the floats. So,
Aw.
but yeah, that's why we still the Electrical Parade. As much as I love the Electrical Parade, I like it more so than Spectro. But But yeah, I like that he brought that music back because it is good music.
Right. Okay. I guess no. There's really not a whole lot to talk about here.
Yeah, I don't have a whole ton to say. I mean, it's a good
Yeah.
project. It's just not amazing.
Yeah, and like I said, I wish there would. It's. You know what I'd probably end up doing for this? I'd
What?
probably end up just doing a fireworks show in RCT3 and calling it a day. That would be like my only option.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay, but anyways, let's move on to JDM Disney 99.
Yes.
Disney's Hollywood Dreams. So
Yes.
this is probably the most ambitious of the four because it includes a big piece of placemaking that affects the entire park.
Mm.
Which is the addition of a forced perspective Hollywood Hill in the back of the Chinese theater. First of all, first question, do you think realistically that's possible?
Yes, it wouldn't
Okay.
look pretty from the back, but yes.
That wouldn't look pretty from the back, no it wouldn't. Well, we have Cars Land too, so what else is new?
Well, no, I mean, like, Cars Land, like, Great Movie Ride is kind of right in the center of the park.
Mhm.
And Pixar Place is directly behind Great Movie Ride.
Oh, okay.
So,
I see
like,
what you're
it's-
talking about.
It's
Right,
something that you could
right.
easily see.
I imagine the only way around that would to kind of have like a double-sided thing, you know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
on like the Pixar Place side, you'd have like kind of something more akin to the Toontown Hills or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you could, but yeah. I do. It's an interesting idea,
Oh.
though, to have the forced perspective. What did you do?
I accidentally knocked my. Don't
Jesus.
judge me. This microphone is dangling on like 3 Harry Potter books.
No, I mean, it's
My
it's-
room is actually a mess. I only, through the magic of movie making, is
yes,
only through the magic of movie making does my room look actually like slightly presentable.
yes. No, it's an interesting idea to add the Hollywood Hills like that.
Yeah, and I'm a big sucker for forced perspective. I think it's probably like one of the best things that Disney. I mean, I know Disney didn't invent forced perspective, but their use of it is
Yeah.
revolutionary, and I think it's to this day. I think it's some of the most creative theme park design that you can possibly do, and some of the most effective. And so, yeah, I really like that. Let's talk about the actual. Let's talk about the actual video.
It's nice. I mean, there's not really animation, but it definitely gives you an idea of what could be.
I didn't mind the lack of animation.
Oh, neither did I. No.
You know why I didn't specifically? Because I thought the sound design was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Like the way that he mixed the soundtrack with the applause and everything like that was, I thought it was really good. Like especially the live reactions that people were giving to certain scenes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought that was top notch.
Yeah. What was it? Some of the film choices are kind of iffy.
Lord of the Rings was my biggest issue.
Yeah, I mean that's really only just because of the rights.
Yeah. I'm kind of shocked that there's no Lord of the Rings ride yet.
So am I. Some people did that during the Sorcerer's Apprentice, actually.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Remember, oh god, like
Well, yeah,
Lord of
you
the Rings actually has a very storied place, and so you want to be an Imagineer history, but we won't get into that.
Yeah.
You've been Lord of the Rings. Duh. That's all I have to say about that.
Yes.
But no, you know what I did like was I really liked the Western stuff.
Oh no, so it was cool.
Mm.
I kind of like that this show is kind of an extension of a Great Movie Ride.
It is, yeah, but I kind of, at the same time, I kind of feel like that could almost be looked at as a negative because it's like, it's just a montage of great movies, and that's what the Great Movie Ride already does. However, having said that, I really love the emphasis on music and the emphasis on soundtracks and the great Hollywood soundtracks, and I think that worked really well. So I guess on that account, the Great Movie Ride is more about great iconic scenes in movies. This is more about great iconic music in movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in that respect, I do like it. I thought overall, the transitions were really good.
Oh yeah.
Probably, I'd say probably the best transitions out of the four.
Yeah, probably, yes.
And I just like the idea of I can just picture it, just sitting, just looking at the Hollywood Hill at night over the Chinese theater, the projections and everything. Like overall, I definitely can. It's not quite as innovative as the all the spotlights, which is my favorite sort of thing that anyone added here, but it gives you I can definitely picture it. I can definitely picture the setup.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, is that all you have for that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, so we move on to Monorail Red's project, which is Walt's Vault. Again, something that's very familiar to So You Want to Be an Imagineer lore.
Yeah.
Oh god, look for that when season 13 starts up in January of next year. But okay, so Walt's Vault. This is I kind of have some mixed feelings about this one. On one hand, I feel like it's the most ambitious out of all of them. On the other hand, I don't know, for example, I like the whole idea of transitioning people and the sheet music and everything like that, and how the sheet music becomes a character and walking through the hall and the sheet music guiding you. I just think that it'd be a kind of a crowd control nightmare to do it the way that she's suggesting that they do it.
Yeah.
Just funneling in a few people at a time. No, these shows draw a good chunk of the people that are actually in the park, especially in a park like Disney Hollywood Studios, where there's not an overwhelming amount of attractions to go and see. So it's people who are coming into the park at night are most likely going to come in for this. So it's you want to do everything you can in spite of the fact that I think it is a really good transition. I'm not knocking that at all. It's an experience. I think it'd be great. I'm just saying, from a logistics perspective, I think you want to do everything you can to knock down the crowd control.
It definitely. It's really interesting, but at the same time, it doesn't really work for a nighttime spectacular.
Sure. Now, I will say what my favorite thing about this project is anyone who's been following this channel for a long time knows that I am not a big World of Color fan at all. I'm really not. I am really not. I have so many issues with that show, but but what I like about this is that it takes the core concepts of World of Color and it's like, hey, let's make an actual show out of it instead of just a best of Disney clip show. And guess what? Let's actually even use actors. And I like that. I like the idea of using the live actors and incorporating it all into this big, grand spectacle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something that I really think is... I really think Disney dropped the ball on World of Color in that regard. I think World of Color really needs some props or something besides the water jets. I haven't seen World of Color in person, so I guess that's kind of like a big fallacy right there for me to even be talking about it. Yeah. I just don't like the way that show's set up. I don't like the clip show format that show presents. I don't like the fact that there's absolutely no story to it at all. I don't like a lot of things about that show, but that's a whole other podcast. What are some of your thoughts about this?
It's definitely the most ambitious. Like, yeah. I scroll back down to it. It's a really interesting show. Again, I'm not sure how I feel about like the Q stuff. That's kind of weird. Right. I like that instead of being a fireworks show like Fantasy in the Sky, it kind of ends up being like a new Fantasmic because like it uses the same theater and everything. Exactly. So like it's cool in that respect, and like I said, it's definitely like absolutely the most ambitious. I think it's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I hate to say it, but like with some of these like longer, like 20-minute videos, I had no idea I was going to be watching 20-minute videos, so I did have to kind of skim. I really hate to say that. I especially in this project's case, I do feel like I could have talked about a lot more if I didn't have to skim. I made sure to at least see what the order of the scenes was. You know what I mean? I just didn't have time to watch all of the actual scenes in their entirety. But I really do feel like in this particular project, it's kind of doing it a disservice. But oh well, what can you do?
Yeah. I thought the video was very good though. Her video.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even though she had like country problems.
Yeah. All right, so let's see, and that is the last of the theatrical projects. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So, any big surprises on who got into the finals?
Not particularly. No.
No.
Both England DG and Red put out really incredible things.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Let's see. I guess JDM Disney, JDM Disney. It's a really solid project. It's just the strength of the competition. And overall, this is definitely like. I kind of feel like in So You Want to Be an Imagineer, theatrical projects kind of have like a really bad reputation as being like really challenging and not fun to work on. Specifically because of something that happened in season 8 that we won't get into. But I really do, and I genuinely like. I'm kind of one of those people where it's like I go to a theme park more for the attractions than for the shows. But overall, I really was impressed with everything that was set forth this project. It really did kind of like inspire me in a way, especially like I can't get the idea of those hundreds of searchlights out of my head. Like out of anything in all of these projects, that was probably the thing that captivated my imagination the most. So, all right. So, lastly, we have the final project. You want to explain the parameters of this?
The final project was to take each the 8 pads that are in World Showcase and make pavilions out of them. And that's what she did.
Yeah, unfortunately, England DG did not get to submit a final project, so we kind of had a Season 5 Costa Freak situation on our hands, unfortunately.
Yeah, I really want to see what he does, and he said he's going to post it, so I can't wait to see it. But, yeah.
But overall, yeah, Monorail Red. Let's see. Let's list off the countries that she did. First of all, just incredible work in the concept art. Like, I cannot stress that enough. I love Mary Blair as an artist, and this totally, absolutely evokes Mary Blair. Just great stuff. Great stuff.
No, yeah.
So we have Greece. We have Ireland. We have
Do you want Honduras,
Jordan.
South Africa, India, Australia, and Thailand.
Right, so you want to just take a little bit, like, just, there's really not a ton to say about these, but you wanted to just kind of go over it?
Yeah, I just want to say a general thing. Some of the countries were weird.
Okay, well, specifically, I have kind of a funny trivia thing about Jordan.
Okay.
So this kind of goes back to Survivor. So back when Survivor was, like, first starting, way before the era of, like, strategy. Survivor's a strategy game. It's like human chess. Way before that era, the big thing with Survivor was, like, let's make it more difficult every season. So they had season 1, which was Borneo, desert people on a desert island. Season 2 was Australian Outback, which was even harder. It had a big black flood. It had a forest fire. Lots of kind of iconic sort of natural disaster type stuff happened that season. Season 3 was Africa, and it was absolutely brutal, and like almost half that cast ended up in the hospital at one point. So, but for some reason, the producers wanted to push it even further, and so big piece of trivia: season 4 was actually going to be Jordan, Survivor Jordan. And they even had like an opening set up where all the castaways were going to be riding in on camels and everything like that. The reason they didn't end up doing it was this was right around the time of September 11th, and they did not want to touch the Middle East with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so they changed it to Marquesas, which was another South Pacific island, and they changed the whole thing to like, we're going back to the island.
Yeah.
And then I think from there, Survivor kind of lost its edge in terms of like, being like how far can they push these people and the physical limits and everything. I feel like that's kind of a good thing though, because Africa is a freaking miserable season to watch because you're basically just watching people slowly die the whole time.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, just a kind of interesting, fun little piece of trivia. I had to laugh when I saw Jordan there.
Yeah.
Again, can't get over how much I like the concept art, man. I mean, that's what really makes this project.
Oh, yeah. Some of the placements were weird as well. Or rather, I would place some things differently in different places. Like, I don't understand why Ireland isn't where Australia is. Because it's right next to the UK, and there's already an Ireland building there. Also, if South Africa was put where Ireland is now, that would have been cool. Because what is there now was supposed to be Equatorial Africa.
Okay.
So,
right.
In that respect, it would have been, I mean, that's just arbitrary placement.
Sure.
I really like that Greece was added. I mean, that was kind of like a no-brainer. Like, people talk about Greece for like ever.
Yeah.
India's interesting.
I really like the entrance to India with the forced perspective Taj Mahal and everything like that.
Yeah. I understand why Jordan's there, because there's no controversy in Jordan.
Ever since I saw the Babadook, I am terrified to even go to a theme park representation of Australia, but good job nonetheless.
Yeah.
Let's see, anything else?
Anything else about what? I'm sorry, my headphones.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anything else about like any other good specific notes on this project? Anything else worth highlighting?
No, like in I really like how she tried bringing back Circle Vision, because that has been very long.
It's a dying art.
Yeah, it's a dead art.
It is. Yeah. I don't know why it's been dying. Yeah, they haven't made a new one in like 20 plus years.
Yeah. Not since Timekeeper.
Hey,
but
Adventure Blue Dude.
Actually, Christ, that's a lie. That is a lie.
What?
There is a Circle Vision show in Niagara Falls that opened like 2 years ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But you're forgetting about the Erector set.
Yeah.
We got the Erector set now.
That's not Circle Vision.
But it's the Erector set.
You will elicit no rant from me tonight.
Trying to slowly bring the WDW Magic community in on our running jokes.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, yeah. Overall, like I said, I am just. Oh my God, I love the art style. I can't get over that. So
Oh
good.
yeah, no, her
So
art
good.
is always really, really incredible.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
no, like in general, it's all the concepts are really good.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And yeah, since unfortunately England DG got uh couldn't submit a project,
Yeah.
she wins by default, which kind of sucks. I gotta say, I mean, no, absolutely no. Like, I'm not trying to talk bad about like England DG. Like, oh, you should have submitted a project. Wag your finger. Oh, I'm gonna wag my finger at you in shame. Ooh. I remember like 2 years before Ebert and Roper went off air, they introduced a segment called "The Wagging Finger of Shame." And like Ebert like really like hammed it up in the intro. The wagging finger of shame. I think what it was like criticizing the MPAA or something like that. But anyways, I mean off track. Yeah, it's just in terms of just a competition, it's like Monorail Red, like it kind of harkens back to the very first So You Want to Be an Imagineer competition, actually. You know what I mean? With Big Disney Fan and Disney Freak 59.
Yeah.
So it's a very similar situation. It's in terms of a competition, it's an unfortunate circumstance, but there's really not a ton that people can do about it, especially considering that the due date for this project was so close to the holidays. So, but yeah, overall, Monorail Red, I definitely give you a tip of the hat.
Yeah.
Very strong work all around. Very strong 3 projects. This was It's kind of a shame because I kind of feel like I'm just like I kind of feel like I am recapping like a championship of a sport that I did not watch the entire season of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like, all right, let's go into the Super Bowl, even though I know next to nothing about this season's lineup.
Yeah.
But overall, a good place to start. But in general, I am really excited to be doing these videos with you guys. Overall, I think we held on to a pretty consistent viewership. We had about 5 people in here for the most part throughout the whole thing. So yeah, that's cool. We actually have viewers for a change. That's new for us. That's like a new novel concept that's not been explored yet on So You Want to Be an Imagineer. Actual viewership. Who would know? But I really hope you guys enjoyed this. It is our first time doing video recaps in first of all quite a while in general, so we're kind of like not as fresh on it as we used to be, and for you guys in general, and going over this contest format and everything like that. So hopefully it wasn't too messy, hopefully it wasn't too long, hopefully we didn't droll on for too long or lose you guys or anything like that. Like I said, I am planning on doing something like this going forward for every single last project in a competition on WDWMagic's Imagineering forums. I want to get really in-depth with you guys. I want to get really interactive. I want these videos to be a new part of the experience, and I am really excited about it. I cannot express how excited about it I am. I think it's a bold new direction for both the So You Want to Be an Imagineer community and the WDW Magic community. I think it's going to lead to some really great things in the new year going forward. Yeah. So let's see. Any parting words from SYWTBAI before we sign off for the night?
I have none, other than it's great to be here. Everyone has been so welcoming, and yeah, it'll be a wonderful future.
Oh yeah, indeed. So like I said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and obviously there's going to be plenty more where that came from, and let me know on the forums how you liked it, or in the comments, or whatever suits your fancy. Honestly, if you have any critiques for the way that we're doing things, by all means, let me know. I'm always open for constructive criticism. I'm always open to making a better product for you guys. So yeah, with that in mind, certainly hope you enjoyed this. Really promising year moving forward. I can't wait to get more involved with this community, and yeah, there's gonna be good things moving forward. I cannot speak tonight. Yeah. So give us a clever line to go out on, Adventure Blue Dude.
A clever line to go out on.
A clever line to go out on. I am putting you 100% on the spot.
Oh, that was my line. Oh. You think too much of me. But you know that 5 nickels creates a quarter.
And you can learn that and other exciting facts when you tune in next time on the So You Want to Be an Imagineer YouTube channel. Have a good night, everyone.